So guys, as we mentioned at the top of the show, today is officially 2 years.
2 years.
Here at Breaking Points, here at the desk.
Yes, 2 years since we got the desk.
Very famous desk. And it's kind of one of those weird things, like it feels like it flew by, but it also feels like a lifetime ago that we were even at Rising, doing the thing. You guys know the story. You know, we decided to make the break, go out on our own. We put our trust and faith that you all would be there for us, and you have come through in the most amazing way possible. So now as we get ready to, you know, move on to year number 3 and to say goodbye to our beautiful set here, and hello to a beautiful, even more beautiful professional new set that you all made possible. Our producers, and we haven't watched this yet.
Yeah, not yet.
They put together a little, I guess you call it like a highlight reel of Saagar and I's time together. So we will be viewing this live along with you all. Let's take a look.
Joining me now is Saagar Enjeti. He's White House correspondent for the Daily Caller. So let's jump right in.
Thanks for having me, Arthel. Yeah, that's a very interesting question. You know, Senator Ted Cruz has already come out against this bill, saying that it's just simply a non-starter for him and for many of the other conservatives in the Senate.
Week's election destroyed more than the Democratic majority in the Senate. It also shattered a number of myths that have enabled Democratic elite complacency. The last myth, and the one that will doom Democrats in 2016, needs to be busted right here. That myth has to do with the inevitability and electability of a Hillary Clinton presidency.
I think for me, the new left is a Democratic Party that actually puts the interest of the working class at the center.
What is the new right? It's a departure from the free market consensus. It's about your family, and it's about putting policy in place in order to make it so that you can live a successful and meaningful life.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. What do we have, Krystal?
Indeed we do.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. Still a convention show. What do we have, Krystal?
Indeed we do.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We have an amazing show for everybody today. What do we have, Krystal?
Indeed we do. All right, Saagar, what's on your radar?
Full confession. I had an entire other radar written, and it was ready to go for today. But then something happened that made me so hopped up and mad, I literally dropped everything I was doing. All right, Krystal, what's on your radar?
Well, as Twitter amuses itself with horrified reactions to Pete's cringiest, whitest dance of all time, it's really quite simple. Like, you're not saying you love everything I say, I'm not saying I love everything you say, but there are these 2 new coalitions rising in America. You can either deal with that, or you can try to ignore it and isolate yourself increasingly into these ideological corners, and I just think that is fundamentally the wrong approach.
Well, it's foolish.
We also have some big news, which is that today is going to be our last day at the Hill doing Rising here, which we feel a lot of praise about.
We've had an amazing run here. It's almost 2 years to the day since I believe I officially became your co-host.
So tell everybody, why'd you leave the Hill?
What do you think, Krystal? Why did we leave the Hill?
We wanted to live our values. We talk all the time about how much we believe in the new media ecosystem, how much we believe in independent media free of any sort of corporate influence. And so even though I have to admit, like, I'm really nervous and it feels very uncomfortable, but in a good way, we wanted to step out and go independent and do a show of our own.
Here's the thing with Rising. We loved it. It's amazing that they let us get away with as much as we got away with for 2 years.
True.
At the end of the day, though, I wanted to do a better show.
You guys are honest. I mean, we were talking about that earlier. Like, it's so rare. You say what you feel, and that is so valuable today.
Hold on. I'm about to make my entrance.
There he is, the one and only Matt Taibbi, of course.
The best friend of the show.
Of the show.
Glenn Greenwald.
Joining us now, we have Ken Klippenstein.
David Serta, great to see you, sir.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Joining us now, my friend Jeremy Corbell, friend of the show.
Congressman Ro Khanna had come out and called for her to resign, something that we considered quite courageous, given that you are a fellow Californian and you've taken quite a bit of heat for those comments. We're lucky to have you in studio today, sir. Thank you for joining.
Back.
Big breaking news regarding lab leak.
Yeah, and in news that should absolutely shock anyone except over at MSNBC. Let's put this up there on the screen. The lab leak, most likely origin of COVID-19 pandemic. The Energy Department now says.
All-out assault on Ukraine. Land, air, sea, cyber, truly just a shock and awe effort from the Russians, and we are going to cover it from every angle.
Hello, Chicago! Hello, Austin. Howdy, as they say in these parts. Hello, Boston!
Hello, Boston! You guys are fired up tonight. I love it.
guys inside into what you are helping us.
This is what
pay
you have
for.
been helping us
this
get.
beautiful box of lights is one of almost a dozen boxes that we have here in the studio. I want to thank all of the yearly and the lifetime members, Krystal, who have signed up, who are helping us. This is the biggest expense ever in the history of Breaking Points, and it's costing a hell of a lot of money, but the reason that we are doing it is because we know how important it is, not only to you to have something that looks and feels important, but something that you can share with your friends and your family, and it will help us.
When we launched, we only wanted to do it if we could do it the right way and continuously improve with your support. We believe in you guys. We believe in the show. So thank you, thank you, thank you for this box and the many more like it. And can't wait for you to see the full set. I think you'll be as excited about it as we are. Shout out to Griffin and Mac for going through all of, they went all the way back to Daily Caller days, all the way back to MSNBC and The Cycle. Thank you, by the way, for picking one of the clips of me saying something that was actually good and correct and not one of the many cringy things that I said while I was at MSNBC.
I don't even want to think about it. I was like, I need a shot of whiskey even watching the original clip. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about. 2 years exactly to the day. Almost actually, it's a 10 a.m. here on the East Coast. This is exactly whenever we were attempting 2 years ago, Krystal, to go live, and we were screwed by MailChimp. We were over an hour and a half
we were
late
panicking. Oh
because
my God.
MailChimp just decided not to let us send our email out to everybody. So yeah, we were absolutely losing our minds.
That day was a real roller coaster.
Literally, yeah, what is it, 700 something or whatever.
But that was interesting what we said in those clips that it was almost 2 years to the day that we were rising together when we broke off, and now almost 2 years to the day that we're here launching kind of a new, I mean, it's the same show, but the set is really quite different.
So June 1st is the exact 4-year anniversary of the day I officially became your Rising co-host. So, because I was looking back through my phone, there's a photo, the first photo I ever found of the two of us together from that time. I was like, wow, like the iPhone memories.
Yeah.
And I was like, what a crazy time. It was actually us eating beef jerky. And
really?
Yeah, they do beef jerky.
Oh, things are falling behind us. I think that's a sign.
Yeah, I guess it's ready to go.
Yeah,
so,
I guess so.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really reflect on watching back that montage is how much the show has grown, how much we've had to adjust to the news. I mean, when the Democratic primary, which, that was like a key part of what we were focused on and what that really made, the interview with Andrew Yang and the fair coverage of the Bernie Sanders campaign and all of that, that really sort of built us up. And then in an instant,
COVID.
That was over and it was COVID. And that was the first time that we're like, all right, we're gonna really find out what we've got here.
Yeah,
are people just here to hear us shit on Biden and
yeah, it's funny.
and talk about
it?
People were there for that. I really enjoyed that, the panels and all that stuff. Or is there something more sustainable that we can build here? And so, we went all in on trying to understand what was happening and trying to analyze what the political response to it was and what the reality was going to be for ordinary Americans versus what was being given to elites at the time. And I think when we were able to make that transition, that's when I knew that we would be able to do the show for the long term and that there was an audience there that, really cared about the core values, not just the horse race and the politics of the day. And since then, there have been a lot of other, obviously, major twists and turns in terms of the focus of the show and what's happening in the world and our coverage, the Ukraine war that they played, when Russia invaded Ukraine initially. That was another big moment, obviously, in world politics, most importantly, but in terms of huge shift and focus of coverage here, we both did all that we could to sort of bone up on our understanding of what was happening in the world. And I just want to say, first of all, Saagar, I'm incredibly grateful to you.
Likewise, of course.
I've had a lot of co-hosts in my time, and
I'm lucky. I never did.
I can tell you, it's it's a challenging relationship, and with you make it easy. It really is easy. We've had some gnarly moments, but overall, especially since we launched here, smooth sailing. They're amazing partner. I couldn't be more fortunate and grateful. And then also to you guys, through all those twists and turns and, different focuses of the show but maintaining the core values, you guys have been there and you've put your faith in us to try to interpret what's going on in the world as best we can. And I'm just so grateful for that.
Same. I mean, we can't say it enough. And I'm sorry, you only have to hear about the set for one more week and then it's there. And we'll shut up about it and all of that. But for real, I mean, it's just crazy to think, 2-year anniversary, to the day. I mean, you know, you and I, we put this whole set on our individual credit cards. We have no idea if this thing is going to work out. I'm like, am I going to be broke? Like, you know, like what's going to happen? Like, it's one of those where we left all this money on the table, health insurance, you know, all of the easiness that comes with being attached to a corporate organization. It was a huge risk. I mean, it's the biggest risk we'll probably ever take in our lives. And yet, it's one of those where not only did it work out, but it actually built something, you know, in my opinion, that we could have never imagined. And that's what the new set looks like. And I also want to tell everybody, like, we take it so seriously, the responsibility that we have to all of you. Like every day when we wake up, and our team, the way that we think about it is like, you gave us your hard-earned cash and your money because you support and you believe in something. Like that is a leap of faith, which we do not take for granted. And also, I know that there's so many things that that people still want to see about the show. We're, you know, we try to be humble. Like we have made so many mistakes, and we will always try to not only own up to them, but improve upon them. So on the new set, you're going to see many things which I know people have asked about. We've already got a panel that is booked for the very first week. We've got politicians that are going to be coming in here. We are going to try and level up and take things exactly to where you always wanted it to go. So consider it a building period, a learning period for the two of us. I mean, transitioning from just two people who show up, you know, to running your own company was an insane transition, I think. You know, just at a very basic, like, fundamental level. And then also having to sit here and continue to do the show. Like, so many different things changed.
Yeah, and, you know, I want to say Ryan and Emily,
oh my gosh,
joining the fold, and what they've put together with Counterpoints, which I'm a fan of. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy when I fill in for Ryan too. You know, they have their own dynamic and energy. A lot of times they're issue focused, a little different from ours. I think it has been so additive to the overall what we've been able to do here, and that just sort of like, you know, came together in a way that has been really exciting. You know, our whole crew that supports us every day, like, thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing. Anytime we want, you know, we come up with these crazy ideas, like, let's do a live stream
and they just do it.
And they're like, all right, let's figure it out. And here's
like,
how it's going to work. Griffin and Mac both new this year, and let me tell you, like, they have really stepped up. Both of them, you know, Mac is really integral in everything we do, but in particular, he's taken a particular focus on Counterpoints, has done a phenomenal job building them up. Griffin has really spearheaded this new set development, which is a whole thing, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to not be parsing through all the details there and to have the confidence that he just has it handled. Those two guys, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they
like,
changed the game for us.
Totally top notch, and they have brought so much to the table in terms of the development of the show, and it's just getting started.
Exactly, and you're the ones who made any of that possible. You're the only reason that we can even pay for real talent, you know, to come in here. And it's just, you know, all the guys in the control room. I remember our very first set, everybody said, hey, the audio sucks. It's like, hey, guess what? Daily audio, we pay for it now, thanks to all of it. We don't even think about it, too. It's one of those where it's like a baked-in cost. It's not going to change. Anything whenever it comes to the quality of the show it's not something that you and I blink twice at spending money on. I was just looking at the original computer that we bought, and we were talking to the guys in the control room before the show about how much, you know, we had trouble with all that processing time. And that was the first real purchase that we were able to make. That iMac, being like, we have an M1 iMac that can actually process it. Now we've, you know, graduated to like some gigantic monstrosity, which barely even looks like a computer to be capable of handling 4K and all these brand new cameras that we're looking at. I mean, it's just like as slow and steady, but also when you think about how much has changed over the last 2 years, it's remarkable. So that's I think that's a good place to leave things. BreakingPoints.com, if you're able to help us out, you know, throughout all of this. If you made it this far, for watching this video,
and just programming reminder. These are our last moments on the set.
Yep, last time.
Take a look around the brick.
Yeah, the Calvin and Hobbes, the TV.
All of this.
All of the shelves.
We do, it's a little preview on the new set does have little shelves too. They're a little smaller for our, you know, our little mementos. So that with some aspect will carry over. But yeah, this is it for this set. We're going to do the show remotely next week while everything gets built out and while we test it and make sure everything is ready to go. And then, assuming all goes according to plan, week after, new set.
And don't forget, there will be a surprise little event for premium subscribers where they will get the first look at the set, and they will get it well before anybody
Sneak
else.
peek.
So if you want to sign up, breakingpoints.com. Like I said, otherwise, we will see you all remotely next week.
Love you guys. See you soon. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.